I invite you to move with me, breathe with me, don't do anything that doesn't feel right for your own body, and take my options along the way as well. So see you on the mat. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we are just going to position ourselves with our feet at about a leg length stance apart, maybe a little bit shorter, and we're just going to limber up our joints. So just want you to bend into your knees slightly, tuck your tailbone under, check that your tummy can breathe, so don't tense in your core. I really want you to relax your belly and just rolling your shoulders back. Okay, so bending into your knees, rolling the shoulders back. Let your elbows and your hands and your wrists just be nice and free, and rolling them forwards, just changing directions. Sway, and then elbows. So just bringing the backs of your hands together in towards your chest as you open out. Don't worry if you don't get the positions perfectly, just as long as the elbows are just bending away from each other. That's what we're looking for. And then back the other way. That's it. And then we're moving one arm up, one arm down, lifting into the top shoulder blade, bending into your knees, and then leaning over, and don't go as far as you comfortably feel like you can. Both arms coming up now, changing sides, lifting into the other shoulder blade and releasing over. Breathe into your belly. And if you're like me, I love to get my fresh air, particularly during this lockdown. You might have taken yourself outside too. I invite you to connect with the elements outside, changing sides. Both arms come up again and over to the second side. Lifting into the shoulder blade and then releasing over. Good. Now I just want you to interlock your fingers and just pushing your shoulders forwards. Keep your knees bent, and I just want you to push your shoulders forwards as you tuck your tailbone under, and just see how you can really lengthen into the spine, because we get really jammed in our backs, and particularly our lower backs from sitting in chairs all the time. Just releasing into the spine, pushing your shoulders forwards, drop your chin, look down between your legs. And if you can, just lifting your arms up over your head, keep your knees bent. You can sort of bend your knees as much as you comfortably can. If it's too intense, just ease off. You can straighten your legs if it's easier. Whatever works for you. It's what yoga's all about. Just when we move, we're moving as one. We are not an arm or a leg. We are a complete body and soul and mind. And releasing over to the side, over to your right. And slowly coming back up and to the second side. Just to get some length into the side of the body here. And coming back, I just want you to interlock your fingers and your hands behind your back, and coming up onto the balls of the feet if you comfortably can. You don't have to. Just an option, and release. Good. Now just pivoting on the heels and the toes, bring your feet together. And what I'd like you to do is just place one hand on your heart, your chest, one hand on your abdomen, and I just want you to close your eyes and just drop your chin. Breathe in through your nose and try and keep your mouth closed, And just try and push your bottom hand away with your belly. So on the inhale, belly expands. On the exhale, belly contracts. This type of breathing can really calm our nervous system down. Just helps to center us. Couple more breaths. And while you're here, I want you to feel into each foot, each sole of your foot. And I want you just to double check that you've placed even weight through each foot. Sometimes we can favor one side or the other. Yoga can help us to align our bodies in a more symmetrical fashion. Good. And now I'm going to do a little exercise with you that I want you to imagine that you're holding onto one of those big exercise balls that you might see at the gym or you might have at home. And just to come to our leg length stance again, maybe a little bit wider this time, bending into your knees. This movement here really helps to really activate and just draw on the energy that we have all around us. In yoga we call it prana, and it just helps, the prana just really helps the energy within our bodies to flow. So if you imagine you're holding onto your energy ball like so, I've got my left arm up, my right arm down, and what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it across our body. So nice and slow. I want you to keep your awareness in your fingertips and just work with me on this if you've never done these movements before. And then when you get to the other side, I want you to swap arms. Keep your awareness in your fingertips and sweep across your body, just keeping your knees bent if you can, and slowly changing the arms and across the body. Keep your belly nice and soft, so breathing into your belly, breathe into your abdomen. Sweep your arms across, and you can gradually start building up the speed. And what I'd like you to do is just to pivot on the ball of your foot as well. So when I get to my right side, as I'm sweeping to the left, I'm coming up onto the ball of my right foot, and I can then move a lot more. I can sort of turn more into a twist. That's it. Changing directions, lift, coming up into the ball of the left foot, and then just gradually building up the speed. Keep the awareness in your fingertips. And slowly coming back to the center. You can keep doing this movement as you're in the central position. And then just building up a little bit of speed. It's like a windmill, sort of over your head, with the energy that you can connect with this move and with these movements is pretty special. And both arms come up, straight into your legs, and bringing your feet back together. Good, just bring your hands into prayer pose, connecting your thumbs in towards your chest. Breathe into your belly. Close your eyes, drop your chin, and just take a moment. Slowly opening your eyes, and we're just going to bring our arms out from our shoulders here, coming to a leg length and a half width with our feet, and we're just going to move into Warrior II position. So it's called Virabhadrasana II in Sanskrit, but we call it Warrior II. And so we're going to just move, just pivoting on our left foot, move the heel out, foot in, and then our right foot comes out to 90 degrees. And I just want you here to look down towards your feet. Check that your right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. And then I want you just to turn your head, neck and eyes to look over your right arm. Then drop your chin, look down towards the little toe of the right foot. And that's where I want you to bend your knee towards. So just slowly, with your own breath, your own body, just work with your own body. Don't force it. Slowly bend your knee towards the little toe of your right foot. Try not to lose the back arm. Just ensure that it's staying shoulder height. It will want to drop. So just work with whatever you are working with today. And release, keep your arms where they are, and then just pivoting, turning the right foot in, left foot out. And again, just checking in that your left heel is in line with the arch of your right foot. And then just looking over your left shoulder and then down towards the little toe of the left foot and bending your knee towards the left little toe. It's really important you do this because if you bend your knee in, you can really injure it. And I just don't want any injuries tonight, please. Okay, so I also should say, and I should have said this earlier, please do not do these positions if you are under the influence of alcohol or any substances. Not advisable. Okay, so please only do if if you haven't been affected by any substance tonight. Bending your knees. That's it. Bend into the left knee and releasing. Let your arms release. Give them a little bit of a rest, bit of a roll. That's it. And then I just want you to move your feet so that they're facing out this time. So they were facing, one of them was facing in. And I just want you to bend into your knees again if you can. That's it. And bring your arms over your head. Sometimes even the movement of just bringing our arms over our head can work wonders for our body and our movement and just our breath and where it moves to can just really invigorate us. Looking up towards the hands and the top fingers, and bringing your hands to your hips. Good. Now we're going to going to move into triangle position. So to do triangle, we just want a shorter width of like more like a leg length width instead of a leg length and a half like we use for warrior. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to do a variation of Trikonasana, which is triangle pose tonight, where we actually do bend our knees before we come out of the position. Just helps to protect our knees a little bit as well. So I just like you to bring your left foot in and your right foot out. And I just want you to feel, just to check that you can squash the mat essentially with your feet and grip the mat with your toes. And bringing your arms out from the shoulders once more. This time we're keeping the legs straight, but what I'd like you to do is to bend this right knee if you feel any type of tension, pressure in the lower back. I don't want you to force this one. Even coming up really super high, like, you know, sort of like this, is better than going down really low and injuring yourself. So I just want you to feel that you're getting length through the legs and opening in the chest without feeling any restriction in the lower back, okay, or any restriction in the hamstrings, because it's quite intense on the hamstrings here. So bring your arms out from your shoulders, and I just want you to just shift just shifting over to the right. So you're moving the body over your left leg, and then you're going to just let your right arm come to wherever it comfortably comes on the outside of your right leg. Okay, left hand comes to left hip. You might be here. If you're an advanced yogi, you might be down here. But if you're not, you might be up here somewhere. And that's perfectly fine. This is where I want you to be. This is where it feels the best. Okay, so I'll go somewhere in between and just take a grip of your right leg with your right fingers. And then if you're comfortable to do so, I want you to raise your left arm up. So palms facing forwards. And I want you to try and roll your right thigh out and your left thigh in. And keep trying to squash the mat with those feet. And then if you're okay to do so, turning your head, neck and eyes to look up towards that top hand. Breathe into your belly. And now to come out, I'm going to introduce something that may be a different style to what you're used to if you have done yoga before. What I want you to do is I want you to look down towards your right foot. At the same time, I want you to bend into your right knee. And then I want you to flex both of your wrists. So the back wrist, so the left wrist gets flexed with the straight left arm. The right arm, I want you to flex the right hand and bend the left elbow. And then I want you to turn your body so it's facing towards the right as you slowly drag your left foot in. So come to the toe tip, and your body is now over your right knee. And then bend into that knee as you either keep toe tip to the floor or you lift the leg. And then bring the arms down, toe tip comes out in front, bring that leg through, and then bend your knee up towards your chest. Bending into the elbows, fingertips almost touching but not, and release. Okay, now we'll do the other side. So just go easy on yourself. This yoga is definitely not a competition. It's not really even about the perfection of all of these poses. It is about working with your own body in your own time on whatever day you're practicing. Okay, so whatever you do is fine. You're moving, you're breathing, you're existing, and that's perfect. So coming back to the leg length stance now, we're now going to do Trikonasana, so triangle pose on the left hand side. So turn your left foot out, right foot comes in, and I really want you to feel the outside edge of that right foot and just really squashing the mat with both feet. Okay, take your lessons from what you learned from your right side to your left as well. So if you feel like you went too far, go easier on yourself this time. And looking over your left shoulder, I now just want you to just move your right hip to the right and lengthen into your left arm. And then we're just going to put right hand onto our hip. Left arm, I just want it just to come just wherever it naturally comes to the outside of your left leg. Try and keep the legs straight, but if you can't, bend into this knee or come up higher. Okay, they're your options. Okay, I'll do somewhere in between, squashing the mat with the soles of your feet as you slowly bring your arm up, your right arm comes up, and if you're okay, the balance and your neck's not too tight, you can turn your head, neck and eyes to look up towards your top hand. Breathe into your abdomen. And then to come out, we're going to bend this left knee. We're then going to flex our wrists. We're going to bend our left elbow, and we're going to lengthen our right arm along our body, along our back leg. Okay? Then we're going to turn to the left, bend, keeping that front knee bent, And then what we're going to do is we're going to come onto the toe tip of the right foot, and then we're going to drag that back leg back in. I'm just going to move back so that I don't sort of move into the deck. And then moving your body over your left knee, lifting your back leg. Only if you can. This is option. The other option is keep the toe tip to the mat. Okay, so depending on how you are in the balance. And then just bringing your right knee through, right leg through, bending into both knees, and then lifting your right knee up towards your chest, bending into your elbows, round out your spine, round out your lower back, breathe into your belly. Option here is toe tip to the mat, and release. Good, just rolling the shoulders back, that's it, and rolling them forwards. Bending into your knees, and we're going to come down onto our mat now. So either we're going to be in a simple cross-leg position. So if that's not an option for you, if that's not comfortable for you, I want you to grab a chair. Okay, but yeah, otherwise we're going to come down onto the mat. Okay, so for these last 5 minutes or so of the session tonight, I thought that we might just lie out on our backs for a moment to transition between the standing postures and some seated movements. And just have if you wanted to just have like a pillow or something similar nearby to help prop you up. Otherwise, you could also use a chair, I think I said as well. So yeah, whatever's more comfortable. This position isn't always comfortable for everybody, so I just don't want you to force yourself into any positions that aren't working for you. Okay, so we're just going to lie on our back for a moment. So I just want you to lie on your back with your palms facing up. You can either have the legs straight like so, or you can bend the knees and just have the feet about a hip width sort of length apart, and just let your knees fall in towards each other. Just really just want you to allow yourself to sink into the mat here. Just let your body be nice and heavy, and just take a moment. One hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Close your eyes and breathe in through your nose, and just let your belly fill up with air. And then as you release, just let all your worries and tensions go. Just bringing the arms back out from the body, palms facing up. For receiving, just let your fingers just curl up naturally, and every part of your body just nice and heavy. Good. You might want to bring your arms up and over your head with your palms facing up still. Keep your chin tucked in. Let your elbows bend, and then just nice deep breath into your belly. And release. Just feel free to stay here for as long as you like. If this is feeling good, then you might just want to sort of hang here for a little longer. Otherwise, just bringing your arms back, palms facing down, and just walk your heels in towards your buttocks. Peace. Drawing your knees in. Just interlock your fingers around the front of your shins if you can. Otherwise, just one hand on top of each shin, spine. Draw your knees in and just give your lower back a little release by just doing some small circular movements. Just has to be really small movement this, and it can just really help to just release your lower back, base of your spine, and just stopping now, just rolling completely now to your right hand side, and just using your palm, your left hand to just push yourself up, and we're just going to come to a simple cross-leg position. So I might just prop a pillow under just to demonstrate how you might like to use a pillow. You can, as I said, sit in a simple cross-leg position if it's comfortable for you. Otherwise, you can also grab a chair, just more than appropriate for these movements. So I'd just like you just to take a moment here. We did some strong movements in the standing position. So this is a chance to just ground yourself and feel your hips just sinking down into the mat or the chair or the pillow. And I just want you to close your eyes, drop your chin, and lengthen into your spine. Nice deep breath into your abdomen. And release. So I want you to try and keep your spine nice and lengthened, and everything else can just become quite relaxed and released. Okay, but the spine, it's just really important that your spine stays nice and long, and just bringing first two fingers and thumbs together like so. And what we're going to do is we're going to do just a short movement that just helps to just enhance the energy flow within our bodies, but also it helps to activate acupuncture meridians of the heart and the lungs. And this also helps to prepare us for a quieter, more meditative state. So it's a great sort of movement to finish on. And just work with me at your own pace, your own time. It's not a race. Rolling your shoulders in. I'm just going to bring the backs of the hands together, and then we're just going to bring our palms in front of our face as we lift our arms up over our head, and then looking up if you can as we open our arms out like a flower. Take a moment here with your palms facing up, and then bring first your fingers and thumbs together, rolling your shoulders in. Tops of the hands touch, and then this time we're just going to bring our arms and our hands over our knees. Just keep that position, the first two fingers and thumbs together. At the top of the hands, just rest on your knees. Drop your chin. And take a nice deep breath into your abdomen. Nothing to do except to breathe and just be. Just stilling your mind. I know it might sound easier than what it actually is, but if you have any thoughts that are coming into your mind, don't fight them, just let them come in, and then let them go. Just let them come in, and then just watch them pass by. We're going to do the movement again. This time we're going to roll the shoulders in. This time we're going to bring one arm under the other, and I just want you to open out, palms facing up, and just let your chest open. Feel the effect on the front of your body here, and then bending into your elbows, flexing your wrists, and pushing your shoulders up, so really lifting into the shoulders here, keeping your buttocks nice and grounded. Your hips are sinking into the mat. Nice deep breath into your belly, and then rounding out your lower back and bringing your arms down. Drop your chin, look down towards your feet. One more time, rolling the shoulders forwards. One arm under the other, opening out. Bend into your elbows, lifting your arms up, lift into your shoulders, and dropping the chin at the same time as the arms. Good, we're just going to lengthen into each side of the body now, so just placing your right palm out from your body a little, lifting into your top arm, just lifting into that shoulder blade as well, just really lifting, creating a bit more length. And then if you're comfortable to do so, just releasing over to the right. Keep your left buttock grounded. You'll probably want to pop up. If you're on a chair, just focus on the length, just the length in that left side of your body. And both arms come up again. And then we're going to change sides. So now the left palm comes out, lifting into the top arm and releasing over to your right. Breathe into your belly, keeping the right buttock grounded. Good, and then just coming back. Just want you just to bring your hands into prayer position. So just really feel that connection with your thumbs against your sternum. Elbows are wide, and I just want you to take a nice deep breath here. Drop your chin, and I want you to be proud of yourself for making it to the end of this session, and thank yourself for taking part. Yoga can be really transformative practice, especially if we even just do 5 to 10 minutes a day is all that's really necessary to keep our bodies and our minds in balance. So there's a lot of benefits, health benefits, mental benefits to yoga, and I hope that you've enjoyed just taking a moment to spend with yourself. So good night and namaste.